The Minnesota Timberwolves are on the verge of collapse. They're about to go under in a way that we never saw. We thought this trade was good. We thought this trade was maybe good for Minnesota, maybe even good for the Knicks. Maybe it worked out for both franchises. The reason I keep coming back to this trade is not because the Knicks every single day continue to showcase why they're winning this trade, but it's because each and every game, the Timberwolves continue to show why they've lost this trade. And now it gets even worse. The Timberwolves have officially hit rock bottom. You know how I define rock bottom? I define rock bottom by the players that you traded for that you thought were going to be game changers for your team, but now other teams around the league, because of how bad you're playing, because of how bad the players that you traded for play, and how bad they look on defense, how they're not giving you what you need. Now their names are coming up in potential trade talks. And according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype, the two players that potentially could be traded at the deadline for Minnesota are Donte DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. But here's this. Here's the craziest part about all of this. Even though at first it was Donte DiVincenzo, now it's shifting firmly more at Julius Randle and not so much at DiVincenzo. Let's take a look at these reports before I react and give you everything that I have to say about this crazy situation. Let's break everything down here. Shout out to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype for giving us all of the following information here. According to him, coming off a shoulder surgery, Randle has been an efficient shooter from the field, but his rebounding rate is the lowest of his career. Coach Chris Finch worked with Randle during their time on the New Orleans Pelicans and knows his game well, which gives him some optimism for better cohesion as the season progresses. However, if Randle, who has a $30.94 million player option, can I just say, I'm so happy that's not our problem anymore. I'm so happy that I don't have to deal with that attitude, all the talking to the refs, the no attitude on defense, the no hustle back, the no running back. Every time we're making a criticism about his effort out there, I'm just so thankful that we're not talking about that. And Anthony Edwards is in the locker room, your best player, saying, oh yeah, we're soft. We're soft internally. We can't say nothing to nobody. He has a player option and he's making $30.94 million. If we don't trade him, is he going to walk? Is he going to leave? Is he going to take his bag and go somewhere else? And we're going to be looking at all of us and thinking to ourselves, why did we make this trade? Maybe. And that's why the Timberwolves might have to trade him at the deadline. Because again, according to Michael Scotto, he could be a candidate to be flipped in a trade again ahead of the deadline. It's also worth noting that Reid, who has a $15 million player option for next season, has supporters in Minnesota's front office who believe he could thrive with more minutes after winning Sixth Man of the Year. And given the stats that he's averaging, given the support that Reid has in the front office, it seems like Julius Randle is slowly being pushed out of that organization. He's not playing well with that organization, not playing well with Rudy Gobert. I don't know about you guys, but that Ant Edwards comment, I feel like that was a shot to Julius Randle, a shot to his attitude and the fact that when you want to talk to him or about any issues going on with the lineup in the locker room, maybe they're not coming together as a team to talk about those issues. Again, I'm just repeating what Anthony Edwards said and all the reports that we have right now. And according to Tim Bontemps of ESPN, he gives us the following information about the Timberwolves and potentially their moves at the deadline. According to him, that's why Minnesota has been labeled by league decision makers as a potential player between now and the February 6th trade deadline. Yes, the Wolves are coming off comfortable victories against the reeling Lakers and the shorthanded Clippers, but they have higher aspirations than battling for the last play-in spot, which is where they currently sit. That's one of the main reasons why they may entertain a Julius Randle trade or maybe even a Donte DiVincenzo trade. But at this point, it seems like everything is leaning toward Randle. Given Ant Edwards' comments, given these reports from NBA insider Michael Scotto, If the Timberwolves trade Julius Randle because it's not working out and they favor Reid has more supporters. They want to see him play more minutes because when he's playing more minutes, he's clearly more effective. If all of those things are true, maybe you have to trade Julius Randle at the deadline if you're Minnesota. Because if you don't, is he walking? Is he going to another team? Is he joining another franchise? Maybe. And maybe the only way to keep him on your team is to pay him the max. Do you really want to play Julius Randle the max? Especially given all the issues you're seeing right now. I understand the level of player that he is. I understand that when he can score with the best of them. Completely understand that. You want to pay Julius Randle the max and then have him on your team, maybe as a cornerstone piece on your team. Because again, if he's getting the max dollars from you, then you have to treat him like a cornerstone piece for your franchise. Is Minnesota going to want to do that? After all of the issues we're seeing right now, I don't believe that's the case. And if Reid has supporters internally, I can't see how Julius Randle stays on this team for the future. He's likely going to be traded, or him himself is going to realize he doesn't fit, it doesn't work, and he's going to walk. Either way, he's going to leave. The only difference here is, how is the perception of Minnesota going to be after all of this happens? Because right now, given the issues, given the reports, not only is it clear that the Knicks fleeced the Minnesota Timberwolves and we've won this trade, and we continue to win this trade each and every single day, I think we're going to have to look at Minnesota as a franchise and say they have tanked their future. They have destroyed any hopes that they had at a championship, at a finals appearance, at anything. And here's the thing. They might have done this worse than any other team in NBA history. So close to the NBA finals. And they trade one of their best players who is thriving, dominating, and helping this Knicks team be one of the best offenses in the entire NBA. He's doing that. And the Timberwolves don't have any of that. They don't have anything. They don't know what to do with themselves. They're looking at the Knicks and thinking, what did I have? They're the epitome of that Wolverine meme where they're looking at the picture, they're crying, and they're touching the picture because they can't have it back. They want it back, but they can't have it back. They want him back, but he's not coming back. You traded him away, and now you're seeing what he can do with this type of offense, lighting up the league and helping the Knicks light up the league, giving the Knicks the best offense in the NBA, while the Timberwolves don't have the best of anything. So right now, we are witnessing the official collapse of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And for everybody who's watching, if you're a Timberwolves fan, I'm sorry, guys. You have to deal with that. Your franchise is slowly going out of control. And each and every game, we continue to prove Leon Rose right and the rest of the league wrong. That's a great feeling, guys. If you enjoyed these clips from the live show, be sure to subscribe to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any new episodes or when we go live. Thanks for watching, Knicks fans, and until next time, peace.